Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. My name's Ian Brown. I'm the Vice Convener of the Saltire Society, and sadly our convener has a long-standing engagement overseas in a rather warm place, I'm afraid to say. But Susan Garnsworthy sends her best wishes for this evening's event. I think it's a great pleasure to be here, actually heartwarming, to actually be in a physical environment where we can sit together, talk together, drink together, and celebrate together some of the best new writing in the world, to be modest about it. And we're better than in the Traverse Theatre, Scotland's new writing theatre. I'd like to welcome our shortlisted authors, their guests. I'd like to welcome our award partners. I'd like to welcome the judges, and I'd like to welcome council members of the Saltire Society. I think we want to thank our sponsors, our project partners, and we've laid out very carefully their identity in our programme. We wouldn't be here without them. We want to thank the poets, the playwrights, the historians, the novelists, the non-fiction writers that make this event possible. And we want to celebrate with you their achievement tonight. Not just the achievement of those who've been nominated, which is indeed great, not just the achievement of those who've been shortlisted, but the achievement of all the writers who over the years have contributed to the Saltire Society Literary Awards, Scotland's National Book Awards. So welcome and let's go.
Thank you, Ian. As Ian said, these awards celebrate and bring wider attention to Scottish literature community. Tonight we'll see us present 12 awards, ranging from emerging academics to in the Ross Roy Medal and highlight of the Scottish Book of the Year. So without further ado, I'm pleased to welcome Professor David Goldie to the stage to present our first award of the evening, the Ross Roy Medal.
The Ross Roy Medal commemorates the outstanding contribution to Scottish literature made by the eminent Burns scholar and collector, the late Professor G. Ross Roy of the University of South Carolina. The medal is awarded annually to the best PhD thesis submitted on a subject relating to Scottish literature and is judged by a panel of expert academics appointed by the University's Committee on Scottish Literature. Previous winners include many now very distinguished academics. This year's shortlist was made up of 4 titles, and those titles and those individuals were Rebecca Ford from the University of the Highlands and Islands for her thesis on words and waves, ecological dialogism, and an approach to discourse, community and marine biology in Orkney. Barry Rutherford of Stirling University for intellectual culture and episcopal identity in Scottish Episcopal Libraries, the case of the Brechin Library, 1780 to 1880. Fred Spence of the University of Glasgow for stigmatised health conditions in post-devolution Scottish fiction and the press. And Kate Wilson of Strathclyde University for current living places and future utopias, community writing in Glasgow, 1967 to 1990. Now, as in previous years, the judges were impressed by the diversity, the originality, and the outstanding quality of all these works, but they were able to come to a winner, and I'm delighted to announce that the winner of the Ross Roy Medal for 2022 is Kate Wilson for her thesis, Current Living Places and Future Utopias, Community Writing in Glasgow, which was submitted by the University of Strathclyde and supervised by Dr. Eleanor Bell. So if Kate would like to come up.
Yeah, I'll keep it really brief. I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you to all of the people I interviewed for my thesis. So all of the writers working in Glasgow, all the community workers, the activists, the local people, who shared their stories with me. It was a really humbling experience, and just the thesis wouldn't be here without them. Also, thank you to my supervisors, Angela Barty and Eleanor Bell. Again, the thesis would be nothing without them and all the kindness and support they showed me. Thank you to the HRC for a grant which made it possible for me to do the research. Thank you to all my friends and my family and my partner Chris. Thank you.
Congratulations, Kate. Our next award, the Scottish First Book of the Year Award, celebrates first-time authors who've not previously been published. Nominations are open to fiction, non-fiction and poetry. I'd like to welcome Saltire Society Council member Jamila Munir to the stage to present the shortlist and announce the winner.
The 2022 Scottish First Book of the Year shortlist is A Sky Full of Kites by Tom Bowser, published by Berlin Limited. I Am Not Your Eve by Devika Ponnambalam, published by Blue Moose Books. And In, the graphic novel by Will MacPhail, published by Hodder and Stoughton, Sceptre. Limbo by Georgie Gill, published by Blue Diode Press. And The Second Sight of Zachary Cloudsley by Sean Lusk, published by Doubleday Transworld. And finally, The Voids by Ryan O'Connor, published by Scribe Publications. Now, the Saltire Society First Book of the Year 2022 is In, the graphic novel, Will MacPhail.
Thanks, everybody. Fucking hell, I didn't think. You know I'm English, right? That's all fine. Okay, good. It's coming. No, I'm joking. Thank you, everybody. I'm not drunk enough to believe that I deserve this yet, so thank you, everybody involved. Thanks. That way. Thank you.
Congratulations, Will. It is a gorgeous book, and we really don't hold anything against anyone. I apologise. I keep hitting the wrong button. You're going to hear that a lot. So, our emerging publishers are the future of the literary community, and in partnership with Publishing Scotland, our next award recognised those individuals in the early stages of their career. I'm delighted to welcome Chief Executive of Publishing Scotland, Marion Sinclair, and Business Development Manager Vicky Riley to the stage to announce the shortlist and winners.
Thank you, everyone. So, to announce the shortlisted people for the Emerging Publisher of the Year, it is, first one, Desiree Wilson, editor at Scottish Mountaineering Press. Then we have Hannah McGeechan, Production and Metadata Controller at Canongate Books. Harley Griffiths, Senior Commissioner Editor, Times Books at HarperCollins Publishers. Peter Burnett, Publisher at Leamington Books. And Robert Lovell, General Manager at Scottish Mountaineering Press.
Thank you, Vicky. So we're delighted to sponsor this every year. It's a joy to look at and celebrate the publishers of the future. But this year, we thought that there were two candidates who were outstanding, and so we've decided to have a joint award. And the two winners are Robert Lovell and Harley Griffiths. make it, so we've just got Rob. I don't know whether you... Oh, sorry, Harley. So sorry.
Just absolutely amazing. Yeah, even to be shortlisted was brilliant. So to jointly win the award is absolutely fantastic. I think the main people I want to say thank you to are the team at the press. We're a really small team. Editor Desiree, Alex, Kat and Gino, our designer, an absolutely amazing team that just help us to do what we do, and I don't think I'll be here without them.
I'd just like to say thank you as well. I'm really honoured just to be here tonight and kind of be amongst peers who I really admire. And I'd like to thank my team at HarperCollins. It's great to kind of be part of an ecosystem, even though it's kind of a big publisher, HarperCollins, but I feel really kind of welcome in the ecosystem of publishing in Scotland. So it's great. Thank you.
Well done, Robert and Harley. We're really excited to see what the next few years bring your careers. So I don't get my notes mixed up. Scottish publishers have, like many of us, faced challenges in recent years. I knew it was going to do that. I knew. But those challenges have meant that they have had to pivot and adapt to survive and future-proof publishing in Scotland. Our next award celebrates those publishers, and I'd like to welcome Ali Barr, Director of Scottish Poetry Library, and Ali Bowden, Director of Edinburgh UNESCO City of Literature Trust, to announce the winners.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks also for the promotion to director.
Did I say director?
It's all right. No, I would have taken it, but he might be in the room, so I'm the deputy director, but just in case he's here.
I'm sure that's what I said.
So I've made the cardinal error in a room full of publishers of making my speech in too small font. So it's quite a very worn trope of judges. How tough the decision-making process was, how all the nominees were excellent, that if we could have, we would have given everyone the prize. But having been on this panel since 2017, I can confidently and accurately say that this was a really tough decision to make. The nominees were all excellent, and we really did want to give the prize to all of them. However, that's not the rules. So we've done a slight mini fudge in that we've given the highly commended accolades to two of the shortlisted publishers. So the shortlisted publishers are Berlin, BHP Comics, Charcoal Press, Edinburgh University Press, 404 Inc. and Canongate. The two highly commended, if they can see Sarah afterwards, and just keep your seats just now, and the two highly commended publishers were Berlin and Charcoal Press. And we have a surfeit of alleys, so I'll pass over to the other one to make the big announcement.
Clunk, the extra alley is. So the Saltire Society, Scottish Publisher of the Year, 2022 is 404 Inc. Keep clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping.
Yeah, this is wild. When we launched 404, we were 24 and 25, and we just wanted to last 3 years, and we would consider that a success. So to be in our 7th year and winning this is just wild. And to risk Oscar speechiness. Like, none of this is possible without our amazing authors. Hi. And all the freelancers we work with, and even the interns. So I guess just like, it's our award, but it's really their award. So thank you. And
because there's two of us, you get two for the price of one. I think it was mentioned in the little brochure there that we've been claimed to be brave and honest. And in the theme of honesty, this has come at a really weird time because, as we know, things are really tough right now in general and in the publishing world and the market. in true form of honesty, we have minus £5,000 in our bank account right now. So this is great. But if anybody wants to buy any books from us, that would be fantastic right now. I was really proud of what we've done this year. We've had a new internship scheme where we've been paying interns, which seems to be revolutionary in this industry as well. But they've been doing really well, and we're really proud of that. So this has been a fantastic year for us. Who knows what the future holds for many of us, but at least we can say that 2022 has ended on a high note. So thank you to everybody that supported us. Thank you to the judges. Thank you to our partners and our family and friends who have held us as we cried and celebrated good times as well. And this is a good time. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
I think we can all agree there's brilliant work coming from 404 Inc., Berlin and Charco, and the future of Scottish publishing is really in safe hands. Now, we always say, never... It's worked perfectly earlier. Try that again. So, we always say, never judge a book by its cover. But the importance of great design and the relationship between the author, designer and publisher really is integral to publishing. I'm pleased to welcome Brian Cairns, Programme Leader and Senior Lecturer at Glasgow School of Art, to present the Scottish Book Award.
Good evening. The 2022 Scottish Book Cover of the Year shortlist is Robert Dalrymple for Alison Watts, A Portrait Without Likeness, published by the National Galleries of Scotland. Luke Bird for Blind Spot, Exploring and Educating on Blindness, published by 404 Inc. And Mark Meckin, apologies if I've mispronounced that, for The Sweetness of Dreams, published by Vagabond Voices. And the Saltire Society Book Cover of the Year 2022 is Alison Watt, A Portrait Without Likeness, designer Robert Dalrymple.
I'm thinking perhaps our recipient has got caught in some of the snow, so we'll make sure that gets to them. Oh, is Alison here? Alison, please come to the stage, just so that I can do this.
This is fantastic. I am so thrilled. A quick few thank yous to Julie Lawson, who this project would never have happened if it hadn't been for her championing me and my work. Want to thank Robert for his brilliant design, my friends Andrew Hagan and Tom Normand for writing so beautifully in the book, and everyone at National Galleries of Scotland who supported this project. So thank you very much.
Congratulations to Robert and Alison, all the team at the National Gallery of Scotland. Our next award of the evening is Scottish History Book of the Year, one of the Saltire Society's longest running awards. The history book celebrates and recognises the significance of Scotland's Scottish history and heritage. I'm delighted to welcome oh dear.
That's okay. Malcolm III, Malcolm Canmore, an 11th century Scottish king by Neil McGuigan, published by Berlin. R.B. Cunningham Graham in Scotland, Party, Prose and Political Aesthetic by Lachlan Munro, published by Edinburgh University Press. Slaves and Highlanders, Silenced Histories of Scotland and the Caribbean by David Alston, published by Edinburgh University Press. And Embroidering Her Truth by Claire Hunter, published by Hodder and Stoughton. And the final one was Putting the Tea in Britain, The Scots Who Made Our National Drink by Les Wilson, published by Berlin. And the winner, I know who's I hope I know who's going to be in this envelope.
You know.
Because I want to precede that my announcement of this by saying that this individual began his career. He was my first ever postgraduate student, first ever PhD. But despite that hurdle, he has proceeded over the years to work away and produce this marvellous book, which is the winner this year, and it is Slaves and Highlanders, Silenced Histories of Scotland and the Caribbean by David Alston.
Thank you so much. It is all Chris's fault. He he inveigled me into a doctorate. I'm so pleased to receive this award. When I began this research 25 years ago, this seemed an obscure and sometimes a lonely bit of Scottish history, and I'm delighted that it's now mainstream. And I'm also really pleased that now, and I think particularly since publishing the book, the opportunities for making the study of this history a joint enterprise with both academics and communities in the Caribbean has grown tremendously. So on behalf of everybody whose history this is, thank you so much.
Congratulations, David. I'm very lucky I get to sit in a lot of the judges' meetings, and the judges kept saying that this was just a really accessible yet informative book. It's such an important part of our history that we need to know more about, and we should. So we're going to take a wee comfort break, so please get yourselves a wee drink, some canapes. We'll be back in 15 minutes, and I will try to get the music fixed. It's going to do it again. There we go. Thank you. So, the importance of poetry in Scottish culture cannot be overstated. The Scottish Poetry Award has celebrated this work since 2014 and seen outstanding poets such as Alexander Hutchison and Kathleen Jamie celebrated. Hugh Macmillan, prize-winning poet in his own right, and one of our 2022 judges, will now present the award.
Thank you. Well, poetry obviously is the best award. Brilliant shortlist this year. We had At Least This I Know by Andres Ordorica, published by 404 Inc. Blood Salt Spring by Hannah Lavery, published by Berlin Limited. How to Burn a Woman by Claire Askew, published by Blood Axe Books. Polaris by Marcus McInturner, published by Leamington Books. And The Luna Erratum by Maria Sledmere, published by Dostoevsky Wannabe. And the winner is the brilliant How to Burn a Woman by Claire Askew.
Oh, wow. For a long time, I thought this was a book that nobody except me would ever want to read. I genuinely thought it was too angry and witchy and personal and weird for anybody to want to read, so this is amazing. I have to thank Neil Astley, who I think is the best and bravest poetry editor working today, for seeing what I was trying to do and helping me to actually do it, and everyone at Blood Axe who worked on this book. They were just amazing. And I have to thank my agent, Charlotte Seymour, even though she did not work on this book because it's a poetry book and agents don't get out of bed for poetry book kind of money. But I've had a tough year and she's been really kind and supportive of me. And so, Charlotte, I'm so glad that I found you and that you've stuck with me. And lastly, I have to thank my little brother who painted that painting, which I just think is the perfect book cover. So, Team Askew, thank you, Nick. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations, Claire. Our next award to be announced this evening is the Non-Fiction Book of the Year, celebrating Scotland's tradition of non-fiction writing, delving into stories and issues, individual, local, national and international. Presenting this award is multilingual researcher, writer and translator, Ashley Judd. Ashley Judd? Oh dear. Can you tell this is the first time I've done this for a few years? Ashley Douglas.
Thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure to announce the shortlist for the 2022 Scottish Non-Fiction Book of the Year, which is Alison Watt, A Portrait Without Likeness by Alison Watt, published by National Galleries Scotland. Alternatives to Valium by Alistair Mackay, published by Berlin. Homelands by Chitra Ramaswamy, published by Canongate Books. One Body by Catherine Simpson, published by Saraband. The Eternal Season, A Journey Through Our Changing British Summer by Stephen Rutt, published by Elliot and Thompson. And 7 Ways to Change the World by Gordon Brown, published by Simon & Schuster, UK. Said to myself when I was doing this, all I have to do is not fall or drop anything. So far so good. So I'm delighted to announce that the winner is Homelands by Chitra Ramaswamy.
Oh, I'm totally chuffed. Thank you so much. This book has been 10 years in the interviewing, in the dreaming, and 5 years in the writing. It has literally been the hardest thing I've ever done at the hardest time of my life. So I'm just so grateful for the recognition. It means so much, and particularly grateful to my amazing publisher, Canongate. That just feeling when someone completely gets you and gets your book and sends it out into the world exactly as you wish it to look and to be, particularly my editor, Frances Bickmore, who's not here tonight, but my publicist, Anna Frame, who is, my agent, Jenny Brown, and above all, Henry Wooger, without which there would be no Homelands, and my life would be so much less richer. He's 98 years old, so he is not obviously here tonight, but he knows all about this, and he's going to be the first person I call to let know. So thank you so much.
Congratulations, Chitra. Homelands is a beautiful and heart-wrenching book, it really is. So working with the National Library Scotland, we celebrate significant bodies of research offering new insights and dimensions to a subject. It's my pleasure to welcome Alison Stevenson, Vice Chair of Scottish Libraries and Information Council and Interim Associate Director of Collections and Research at the National Library of Scotland.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very pleased to tell you the shortlist for the Research Book of the Year, supported by the National Library of Scotland. And that is A Long and Tangled Saga, the story of the Park Estate Community Buyout by Bob Chambers, published by Acare Books. The Settlement Names of Lewis by Richard A.V. Cox, published by Clanturk. Craft Workers in 19th Century Scotland, Making and Adapting in an Industrial Age by Stana Nenadic, published by Edinburgh University Press. Recovering Scottish History, John Hill Burton and Scottish National Identity in the 19th Century by Craig Beveridge, also published by Edinburgh University Press. Surveying the Anthropocene, Environment and Photography Now, edited by Patricia MacDonald, published by Studies in Photography. And finally, Scripting the Nation, Court Poetry and the Authority of History in Late Medieval Scotland by Catherine H. Tyrrell, published by the Ohio State University Press. All fantastic and all fantastically enjoyable to read, as I'm sure my fellow judges will attest. So the winner is Surveying the Anthropocene, Environment and Photography Now, edited by Patricia MacDonald. Congratulations. Congratulations, fantastic.
Well, hello everyone, and I'm absolutely delighted to hear this excellent news of my book. Well, because it's a research book and I'm an academic, you're going to get a thesis here. And I also fell into the small text problem on a previous occasion, so not such a prestigious occasion as this. So I've got big text here, so I hope I can read it. Anyway, since the word Anthropocene is not mentioned in the blurb in your leaflet, I'm just going to fill you in on that. Some people I've met recently didn't know what it meant and had never heard it. So anyway, the word Anthropocene has become a synonym for the extensive human-caused environmental change that, along with many benefits, has also led to the present interlinked planetary crises of climate, ecology, and environmental justice. My book reviews and contextualizes in depth, but I hope also in an accessible, transdisciplinary way, an international spectrum of approaches to these crises, both global and local, by some of the best artist photographers working worldwide today, with a strong representation from Scotland, alongside text by illuminating contemporary writers. It reflects the growing international concern expressed through recent intergovernmental, I knew I'd trip on that one, reports and UN conferences, including the crucial COP15 UN Biodiversity Conference, which began yesterday in Montreal. And I was particularly moved that one of the judges, Dr. Daniel Cook, described the book as a wonderful model for collaborative research. The collaborative conceptual approach was important to me at every stage of my 5-year development of the project, along with the over 70 international contributors. It's been a marvellous privilege to be able to work with them all. Grateful thanks are also due to the publishers of the book, Studies in Photography, whose chair Alexander Hamilton and whose journal co-editor Julie Lawson are here tonight, and their partners, Edinburgh University Press, whose chief executive Nicola Ramsey and staff members Anna Glazier and Christian Kerr are also here, as well as to Daniel Mealy, who I think is not. I would like to give very special thanks to the book's designer, Ian McElroy of Edinburgh, whose expert, imaginative and deeply collaborative approach made a memorable journey of bringing the book to life. And to the printers and bookbinders, J. Thompson and Bell and Bain of Glasgow, who achieved superlative production quality. And lastly, my unbounded thanks to my partner, in every sense of the word, Professor Angus MacDonald of Edinburgh University, and our joint Aerographica consultancy, who is also here tonight, for absolutely everything throughout. Thank you very much to you all. Thank you.
Congratulations, Patricia, and to all the team that made the really astounding book. So next up is our Scottish Fiction Book of the Year. Scottish fiction, from traditional storytelling to tarte noir, holds the reader, takes them to new, sometimes chilling places. And I'm delighted to welcome Rosemary Ward, Programme Director of the Scottish Book Trust, to announce the award.
I promised I wouldn't drop anything either, but I think I'm failing miserably. Fescan Ma Huladynia, it's a real pleasure to be here tonight to announce the 2022 Scottish Fiction Book of the Year. The shortlist is Be Good to Your Mammy by Emma Gray, published by Unbound. Blood and Gold by Mara Mingies. I practiced that and I knew I'd get it wrong. Mara Mingies, published by Berlin Limited. Quen by Alice Albini. And I've made a mistake of that as well, apologies. Albinia, published by Serpent's Tail. News of the Dead by James Robertson, published by Hamish Hamilton, Penguin Random House UK. The Pharmacist by Rochelle Atalia, published by Hodder and Stoughton. And Young Mungo by Douglas Stewart, published by Pan Macmillan Picador. And the winner of the Saltire Society Fiction Book of the Year 2022 is Blood and Gold, A Journey of Shadows by Mara Mingies. Unfortunately, Mara cannot join us this evening, but she has sent us this message.
Well, this is such a special moment, and I just wish I could be there to experience it fully and completely. I am so overwhelmed and humbled to be part of such illustrious company, and there are more people involved in the creation of Blood and Gold than is possible to thank here. But I do want to say a huge thank you to my friends and family, especially my mother, Florence Menzies, and my sister, Isla, to the African Caribbean elders of Scotland, especially Harriet Campbell, to Creative Scotland for helping to bring Blood and Gold to the stage in the first place, to Donald Smith and the entire storytelling family at the Scottish Storytelling Centre, huge thank you to them. Also to the judges at the Saltire Society for seeing something worth celebrating in Blood and Gold. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Jan and the whole team at Berlin, who really took a chance on me. So it is truly, truly appreciated, and I am incredibly grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations to Mara, and we will make sure that that award reaches you. So since 2019, the Saltire Society has recognised an individual whose contribution to the literary scene is undeniable through the Lifetime Achievement Award. And it's my honour to announce this award. So I apologise, you've got to listen to me for a little bit more. So the 2022 recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award is Alexander McCall Smith. I mean, as you all know, Alexander McCall Smith is a novelist, poet, playwright, and has written over 150 books on a wide array of subjects across novels, poetry, short stories, and children's books. His Scotland Street serial novel has been a constant in The Scotsman for more than 15 years, and he regularly writes for the BBC Radio, pens screen scripts and stage treatments, as well as music by Edinburgh composer Tom Cunningham. He wrote a sequence of poems based on Edinburgh's Seven Hills and working closely with St Mary's Music School on a 3-year project with students there, putting his poetry to music. Alexander sadly is out of the country, so cannot be with us, but has sent this message.
I'd like to thank the Saltire Society for this tremendous honour that you've done me in giving me this award. Thank you very much indeed. It means a great deal to me. Over the last few decades, I've been privileged to be able to write about Scotland. I've enjoyed it greatly. And one of the things which has struck me is the way in which people abroad are so interested in reading about Scotland. They appreciate Scottish literature and Scottish culture. That, to me, is a really wonderful thing, and I'm delighted if my books have been able to help them get some sense of what Scotland is all about. Thank you again for this tremendous award.
Matt, I'm sure we all very much look forward to seeing what the next is in your stunning career. We've reached our final award of the evening. The Scottish Book of the Year sees the winners of our fiction, non-fiction, history, research, first and poetry book awards come together to be considered by this coveted award. I'd like to welcome back Ian Brown to the stage to present the award.
Okay, just to remind you folks, as if you need much reminding, the books up for the award are Blood and Gold by Mara Mingus, Homelands by Chitra Ramaswamy, Slaves and Highlanders by David Alston, Surveying the Anthropocene by Patricia MacDonald, How to Burn a Woman by Claire Askew, and then by Will MacPhail. So that this year's Scottish Book of the Year, and I really enjoyed reading it, although painful as it was, is Slaves and Highlanders, Silence Histories of Scotland and the Caribbean, David Alston. Congratulations. A wonderful book.
Thank you very much. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you, and thank you to everybody who has helped me and supported me in writing this book. Thanks.
A huge congratulations to David and to all of our winners. So before we all refill our drinks and celebrate all our amazing shortlistees and winners, I'd like to take just a wee minute to say a few thank yous. So a massive thank you to all our award partners, Publishing Scotland, Scottish Historical Review Trust, the National Library of Scotland, and the Society of Young Publishers Scotland. To all our judges, if I was wearing one, I would doff my cap to you. The time that our panels put in and the expertise and the integrity that they offer is remarkable. Thank you to the Traverse Theatre for hosting us this evening, and thank you to everyone in this room and for everyone watching us online. The last year has not been an easy time for the literary community, but the winners and shortlistees for Scotland's National Book Awards exemplify the astounding talent and resilience in our creative communities. Congratulations to all those recognised this evening. The Saltire Society and our partners are thrilled to be able to celebrate, recognise and raise the profile of Scotland's literary community in this way, and to do it in person. So thank you all so much. Please do drinks, canapes, and let's celebrate. Thank you so much and good night.